Hello, namaste. My name is Desi Bartlett and I work for Manduka Yoga as a global ambassador. And I'm really happy that Manduka and Susan G. Komen have teamed up to bring you moments of peace, tranquility, and movement. So we'll get started in just a minute and we'll move together. But I've been researching this a little bit, and quite honestly, the numbers are staggering. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. Black women are 40% more likely to die from this disease than white women. And breast cancer is the leading cause of death amongst Hispanic women. Yo soy Latina. I'm Hispanic, I'm Latina, and this is something that has affected my own family. My sister is a breast cancer survivor. She has had a clean bill of health for the last 7 years, and I teach this class in her honor, and and in the honor of all of the women and families that have been affected. So give what you can, whether it's $5 or $500, towards this amazing cause, and to make sure that there's more equity in our healthcare system. The color of our skin should not determine the healthcare that we receive. And I'm so thankful that Susan G. Komen is helping with this cause. All right, so the theme of our class today is support. And sometimes we're going to be working with external support in the form of yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks at home, don't even worry about it. You can use your hands on your lower leg, and I'll show you how to do that. And also internal support in the form of the breath. So I would love for you to just get comfy, cross your legs in whatever way feels great to you. Sit up nice and tall. Let's bring the hands to the heart center and bow the head slightly. And I'd like to invite you to simply breathe a little bit deeper. And in the practice of yoga, the way that we breathe most of the time is called Ujjai Pranayama. It means victorious breath, and it is a deep diaphragmatic breath. And when you breathe in this way, it sounds sort of like the ocean's waves. The full wave of the inhale and the release of the exhale. Let's do that one more time together. So great big inhalation, fill your belly, fill your chest with breath and light, and then let it go. And I'd like to invite you to set a personal intention for your practice today. Collectively, we're working with the theme of support. So perhaps you'd like to dedicate this practice to someone or something that you support. Or if you need a little bit of support, I'd love to offer that to you today as well. Let's inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to the forehead and then to the heart. 2 more times. Great big inhalation, fill the body with breath and light. Exhale, so I touch my thumbs to my third eye and then to my heart. And it's simply a gesture of connecting the vision of the mind with the vision of the heart. Last time, great big inhale, lengthen through the waist. Exhale, hands to namaste. Let's bring one hand down to the floor and then take the other arm up and over and just start to bend over to your side. Now I'd really love for you to press your sit bones down and make sure that your hips are anchored. If you're a little bit more bendy, you can bring your elbow down to the floor, but make sure the opposite hip stays down. Now use your breath to turn the heart to the sky. Really good. 3 deep breaths. And just let it feel good in your body. It always feels good to stretch. It feels good to find length and space, a deeper breath, and take it up and over to the second side. So we start with just the hand down. You reach all the way up and over, Breathing, lengthening, again, letting it feel really good. And if it's available to you, you bring the elbow down. But again, commit to keeping that opposite hip down so that you have the support of the lower body. I'll keep coming back to that word and to that theme. Breathing into a sense of spaciousness. Let's stay here for 2 more deep breaths. Really nice. 1 more. And come all the way up. Bring your hands about 12 inches behind you. Roll your shoulder blades down, back and together, and just let your upper body start to spill up and over. So it's almost like there's a fountain of energy that's carrying you up and over, create space. And let it go. So good. Okay, from here, let's come onto just the knees. So the knees are together. You can bring your bottom onto your heels and bring your hands to Namaste. Inhale, come all the way up. Fill the body with breath and light. Exhale, softening down. Hands to the heart. We're gonna start to move a little bit quicker now. Inhale. Exhale, you'll feel those first little bits of warmth in your body. Breathing in and breathing out. Nice work. From here, I bring one hand down to the floor, opposite arm up to the sky, and I come into what's called modified side arm balance. Breathing. So what I really want you to feel here is that you're pressing the bottom hand down, and it's almost like there's a rebound action that causes that top hand to reach a little bit higher. From here, take the top arm alongside your ear, get as long as you can from your fingertips down to your toes. And for those of you who are a little bit more bendy, who have a little more flexibility, if you want, you can lift the leg, totally optional, and maybe bend the knee, maybe take hold of the foot and lean back. I don't know if you could hear it, but my elbow just cracked a little bit. Totally normal to hear or feel a little snap, crackle, pop when you're practicing. It's usually just air moving through the joint. And now I release that foot down. I continue to reach the top arm up. And remember that rebound energy? I want you to press in that bottom hand and come all the way up. Reach both arms up to the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, reach all the way over towards the extended leg. Now, once you've gone as far as you can comfortably, bring the bottom hand down and turn the chest to the sky. This is called gate pose. So we're moving through a gateway from our daily lives and activities, and I don't know about you, but for me, lots of Zoom meetings and at-home schooling for my kids. Moving into a space and time that's just for you. One more big breath. And release. Come back down to your knees. Hips to your heels, hands to your heart. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Hips to heels, hands to heart. Dos más. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. And now we move into our side arm balance on the second side. My palm comes down and I reach all the way up. So I press this bottom hand into the floor. And then when you're ready, if you want, you can extend the top arm alongside your ear. Turn the chest to the sky. Now this might be enough for you. If it is, it's totally great and fantastic wherever you are, as long as you're breathing and enjoying your strength and your flexibility, you're doing it right. If you want a little more, you can lift that top leg, maybe bend it, maybe take hold of the foot, and look up. and breathe. And you'll hear me breathing sort of deeply. And part of that is because I breathe deeply during my practice, but part of it is to remind you to breathe deeply. One more. And I release. I bring my foot down. Remember the rebound effect? I'm going to press this hand down so much so that it takes me up. I inhale, I exhale into the side stretch. Once you've gone as far as you can comfortably, bring the hand down to the leg, reach over a little bit more, stepping through that gateway from our daily lives into what the yogis call sacred space. One more big breath. And come all the way up. Let's come back down to the knees. My knees are completely together. And what I do from here is I tuck my toes under and pop onto my tiptoes. I know that's like a special kind of stretch, so go slow with it. And then when you're ready, try to bring your hands to your heart and find your balance. So even though there's not an enormous base of support, meaning it's just your tiptoes touching the floor, you can still feel Mother Earth rising up to support you. There's always someone supporting you. And now you can bring your hands to the floor, or if you're working with blocks, bring your hands to the blocks. Drop your heels, take your time, easy forward fold. So let me just show you real quick. My feet are together, but if you want to bring your feet hips distance apart, if that's more comfortable, that's cool. And then again, hands can be on blocks if you have them, or you can bring your hands to your outer shin. But wherever you are, whatever you're working with, I'd love for you to allow your upper body to spill over your legs. You can close your eyes for a breath or two and just really feel the strength of your legs beneath you, supporting your torso and the weight of your head, and see if you can allow a sense of surrender and relaxation in the upper body. Nice work. Put a tiny bend in your knees, come all the way up, great big circle, hands touch, hands come to Namaste. And we move into Ardha Surya Namaskar. That is a mouthful, I know. It's half sun salutation. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, easy forward fold, hands to outer shins or blocks. Inhale up, halfway, elongate your spine. Exhale, allow your upper body to spill over your legs. And now we rise with the power of the inhalation, circling the arms, reaching up. Bring your hands to Namaste. Interlace your fingers, spin the palms, reach up and over to your right. Great big side stretch. And back to the center, inhale. Exhale, second side. And back to the center, hands to the heart. Second round of half sun salutation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Really relax the head and neck here. Inhale, come up halfway, elongate. Exhale, fold in a little deeper. And then rise with your inhale, circle those arms, hands to Namaste. Interlace your fingers, spin your palms, up and over to the left. Bring it back to the center and take it up and over to the right. So I really would love for you to feel the stretch in the side body. Hands to the heart. And all those little muscles between your ribs, your obliques, even your lats. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, upper body spills over your strong legs. And then you rise with the inhale, hands to the heart. Slightly different this time. From here, you bend your knees, step or jump, feet nice and wide. So I'm almost 5'4". My driver's license says I'm 5'4", and I've got about 3.5 feet of distance between my 2 feet. If you're taller, then take your feet a little wider. Turn your feet out slightly, bend your knees a lot, and bring your forearms onto your thighs. Start to move from side to side. And again, it's a special kind of feeling. What I mean by that is a really deep stretch in the inner thighs, through the groins. You're gonna feel everything just kind of waking up. Nice. And I am gonna be using my blocks today, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to move them into the positions that I'll be using them in. And again, if you're not using blocks, all good. Hands to the heart, come all the way up. Warrior 2 on the right. Bend your front knee to a 90-degree angle and reach those arms out to the sides. And when I think about my sister and breast cancer survivors all over the world, the word that comes to mind is warrior. So let's embody that warrior-like strength and energy right here, right now. Good. And now straighten your front leg. You might need to walk in that back foot a few inches. And I'd like you to reach out as far as you can. Reach, reach, reach. Hand can come to the lower leg or to the block. Top hand reaches up to the sky into triangle. Trigonosuppose. So in triangle, my 2 feet are pressing down into the earth. I'm firming my thighs. I'm turning my heart to the sky. And I'm reaching my hand up a little bit higher so I can feel that rebound that I did in the warm-up. Now, just as we did in our warm-up, I'll give you options here. If you want to move a little deeper, you take the top arm alongside your ear and breathe. Good. 2 more deep breaths. One more. Really lengthen through the waist, really turn the heart to the sky. Triple dog, dare you to smile. And come all the way up. Warrior 2. And now straighten your front leg. Take both arms up to the sky. Take your thumb and your index finger around that front wrist. Inhale, exhale. This is called reverse triangle. So all of those muscles in the side of the body that I was referring to earlier, between the ribs and the waist and the back, they help to support respiration. Just a fancy way of saying breathing. Breathe a little deeper. You're making space for the breath. Release. And turn both feet out. Bend your knees, bring your forearms to your thighs, and you can move side to side again. So the first time that we come into any pose, it can be a little intense. And then the second and third time, it's kind of like the second and third time that you step into the pool. It keeps getting more and more comfortable, more and more inviting. Hands to your heart. Come all the way up. Let's move it onto the second side. Warrior 2. So make sure that that front foot is pointed straight ahead. Back toes are turned in. Reach those arms out to the side. So in Sanskrit, this pose is called Virabhadrasana. Vira is hero. Bhadra is friend. So Warrior 2 is about a hero that's a friend. And I think a lot of us have that in our lives. Keep reaching those hands out a little bit more. Keep breathing, feeling the strength in your legs. I'll count back from 5. 4, 3, 2, you did it. Straighten the front leg, reach out as far as you can. Hand to the outer shin or to the block. If you need to shorten your stance, please do. And turn your heart to the sky in triangle. Good. And so very often in yoga practice, you'll hear teachers that are giving a long list of suggestions. You know, press the feet down, turn the chest, breathe a little deeper, all that good stuff. Let one or two of those suggestions come into your mind and body. Good. And now as you're ready, reach the top arm overhead. Keep stretching, stretching. Good. And part of the reason that we cue a lot as teachers is also to keep your mind and your body anchored in your practice and in your breath. Good. So we really want to stay in this present moment. And remember the rebound. Hand up. Come all the way up. Reach up, up, up. Up and over, up and over. Thumb and index finger. Extend, extend, extend. Can you find a little bit more length through the waist? So the nature of the mind is to jump around from thought to thought. Try to stay in the present moment, stay with your breath. Back to warrior two for just a sec, and then open forearms to the thighs. You are doing so great, so much so that I'd love for you to do this one more time, right and left. I will give you an option for a variation if it feels right. Hands to the heart, rise up, warrior two. And now right away, straighten the front leg, triangle pose. Top arm alongside your ear. Now listen for the change. I bring my hand to my hip and I walk my block out about 12 inches in front of my pinky toe. If you're not working with a block, you can simply place your hand on the floor. Also, furniture works well. I lift my back leg just as I did during our warm-up. Remember when I was giving you all those different variations? And do you remember the final variation? You can bend the knee, you can take hold of the foot, you can lean, but wherever you are, find a focal point. Let your eyes land on one point, breathe a little deeper. Remember your intention, it is support. Allow yourself to be supported by the earth beneath you, supported by my voice, supported by your breath. Release. Bend the front knee a whole bunch. Warrior two, come up. Reverse triangle. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sweating. So let that sweat come, let it detoxify you. Let it carry away that which no longer serves. And come back here. Move side to side a little bit. I like to use this pose in the center. This is called standing frog. By the way, Manduka means frog. So we're in standing frog, and it's almost like a palate cleanser between the right and the left side. Just brings everything back to balance. Hands to the heart, come on up. Warrior two. From your hero friend pose, straighten your front leg, triangle. Hand on the block or the outer lower leg, or maybe even the floor if that feels good. Breathe. You can reach alongside your ear. Take the hand back up to the sky. Now remember the change. So here, I brought this block out about 12 inches in front of my pinky toe, and then I was lifting. I'd love for you to do that again, and then remember your options. So maybe you stay here. Maybe you liked it with the arm alongside your ear. Maybe you're feeling adventurous and you want to bend the top knee. Take hold of the foot, roll the chest open. It's your practice, totally up to you. But make sure that you're breathing. Again, triple dog, dare you to smile. Enjoy your strength. Release. Bend, bend, bend. Land gracefully. Warrior two. Come back up into your reverse triangle. Beautiful. Last time for standing frog. Move a little side to side. From here, center it out, hands on the floor, exhale, forward fold. So in your wide-legged forward fold, press the outer arches of your feet down into the floor, firm your legs, and again, let the upper body just spill over. From here, bring your hands forward and really, really reach through the upper body. It looks almost like if down dog had like a big, strong cousin. It's kind of like a cousin of downward facing dog. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, you've got this. And walk those hands back. All right, hands to your hips, long flat spine, come all the way up. Step or jump your feet together. We're going to enjoy one standing balance together. Hands to the heart, tree pose. Now, if your balance is funky today for whatever reason, remember balance is affected by hydration, sleep, emotions. You can bring your toes to the floor. If you're feeling pretty good, maybe you bring it low. If you're feeling really stable, bring it higher. If you'd like, take the arms overhead. Keep breathing. So good. All right, that same side hand is going to descend onto the top of the thigh. And now I'm gonna reach over just a little bit. I'm not going into a full side bend. It's just a teeny tiny bit. And release. Good. So what I'm offering you is sort of like a little lesson in trust. Trusting your own body and the support of your own muscles and your breath. So maybe you've got the foot on the floor, all good. Maybe you bring it up a little higher. Maybe you bring it all the way up. You can take the arms to the sky if you wish. And you'll see that I'm looking down. Just know in the back of your mind, you can look straight ahead or straight up. Just choose one point to look at and commit to it. Bottom hand comes down. It is just a hint of a side bend. Breathe. And it's just because we did so much work to open up the side body. You got it. Come up and release. Okay. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. I've got good news. You get to sit down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come on down to your knees. Crisscross your ankles behind you and have a seat. So good. Okay. From here, I'm going to ask you to turn to the side, bend one knee to a 90-degree angle, bend the back knee to a 90-degree angle as well. Turn towards the front leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, and fold. . 1, This is called a 90-90 stretch, and I'm borrowing from the world of fitness. And the reason for that is because I love this particular stretch for your outer hips and thighs. Those are the muscles that support us every time we take a step, every time we sit down or stand up. So if you're feeling a little bit of intensity here, it's okay. If you want to move deeper, you can bring your hands on top of one another and then your forehead on top of your hands, like you're creating a little pillow. Good, 2 more deep breaths. Speaking of pillow, you'll notice that I've got a big green pillow over there. That's my bolster. We will have a restorative pose to close our practice. If you have a pillow in your home, whether it's a yoga bolster or a pillow from your couch, you might want to grab that in the next minute or two. So good. And let's come up and just find a little stretch there. So really lift through the chest. Breathe. Nice. And we'll simply move it over to the other side. So I swivel my legs, bring that back leg back for the 90-degree angle, sit up nice and tall, inhale here, exhale, hands come down, maybe the elbows. So I know during 2020, so many of us have been working from home and on Zoom and at the computer, whether it's for your own work or your children's work, and tech neck and tight hips and all that stuff is real and it happens. So I'd love for you to just feel these muscles releasing. So your hip flexor releases, your shoulders soften, and your neck elongates. And drop in a little deeper. It can be deeper physically, it can be deeper into the breath, it can be deeper into this present moment. Two more. Last one. Okay. I'm going to lift up through the upper body, and as I promised, I'm going to bring my yoga bolster into the practice. And I take this in front of me, like so. And then I open my legs as wide as I can comfortably. And your legs are ready for this. All that standing frog work prepared you. From here, you're going to inhale and elongate, exhale and fold. Flex through your toes, lengthen through your spine. And for those of you who are really bendy, if you want to take it all the way forward, that's cool. But I'd really love for you to focus on support today. So whether your forehead is being supported by the bolster or by the floor, you can let go. Three deep breaths. Last two. One more. You got it. Come on up. Spin your legs around to one side. Grab your blocks. If you do not have blocks, it is okay. But if you do, one comes up tall, one is short. I place my bolster on top like so. And if you're looking at me thinking, Desi, I don't have yoga equipment, it's okay, you can lay flat onto your back. This is simply to support the weight of my torso. The floor does that too. You can bring the soles of your feet together, scoot your tailbone up against that pillow if you have one, and take your time as you lay back. Into a supported, restorative pose. And your body is making the shape of a butterfly. Your knees are open like the butterfly's wings, as are your arms. And I'd like to invite you to allow your body to completely let go. Relax the little muscles in your toes and your feet. Relax the muscles in your ankles and your lower legs. Let go of any tension that you might be carrying in your thighs. And the heaviest structure in our bodies is the pelvis. So let the weight of your hips, your bottom, even your low back just soften down. Soften through the belly, the middle back, and all of those little muscles between your ribs. Let go of any tension that you might be holding in the upper back and shoulders, the neck, even the jaw. Let the feeling of relaxation travel down the length of each arm into your fingertips, up the back of your neck, even onto the top of your head, onto your scalp. And last but certainly not least, relax your beautiful, calm, tranquil face. And let it be a reflection of the peace that you feel inside. As you're ready, you can extend your legs to straight. If you want, take your arms all the way overhead. Great big stretch from fingertips to your toes, like a little kid hanging from monkey bars. Let's roll onto the side. And in any way that feels right for you, make your way up to seated. And we will close our practice in the same way that we began, with the legs crossed, feeling the support of Mother Earth beneath you. Bringing the hands to Namaste, bowing the head. The divine light in me recognizes and bows to the divine light in each of you and each of the families that are affected by breast cancer. May we find a cure. Namaste.